Alright, I'm gonna try to record this because I don't think this is working, but, that's gonna be shower scene. Found headphones, y'all. Thank you. Actually, I don't think there could be a more synchronistic way to start this whole thing because today's topic for the first episode of Oh Hey, Can You See? Is abundance. What is abundance? Now, I will only speak for my own experience, but I'm going to let you know my perspective on what I think abundance is and, how I've come to understand it, especially in the last, 6 months. Hey y'all, welcome. It's me, your girl Haley. I've been talking about doing this podcast for a bit and having it coupled up with my YouTube talk show, Oh Hey, Can You See? And just making this a whole multi-platform deal. So, 111, just then, that's a good sign. Yeah, that's 2 synchronicities already here. And as you can tell, we're going to have a variety of topics here on this show. And we're going to be embracing not just the physical and the emotional, but also the spiritual and the psychological. Because I think it's understand that we all learn how to find the center of who we are and then continue to build our future from that. So, I have been fortunate and some would say, and myself included, privileged to know that as a trans person who is transitioning, I am learning that gender is very expansive and that there is a whole box of gender crayons that we can color with. So when I first started to feel this way, it was probably about 6 months ago. I have been transitioning from male to female for the last year and a half, and have been on hormone replacement therapy for the last year. And so physiologically, or maybe not physiologically, now I'm using words I don't know. We're going to stay out of that realm. We're just going to stay in the realm of the things I know. But I do very much believe that if you took my simple blood panel and had a biological woman do a simple blood panel, then it would show up, for the most part, pretty much the same. Which I like, and I like the fact that my body recognizes that I'm a woman in the definition of woman for me. I have experienced a lot of things that biological women go through in the last year and a half of my transition. Some very dark, some very traumatic, abusive things. And I have always felt that I was not going to just blend into the background and be subservient, because that is not who I am. Never been. So, for me, abundance was very lacking growing up. We were, I would say, middle class, but we didn't own anything in our home, in the sense that, like, me and my siblings, everything belonged to our father. So even, the gifts that he gave us, all the stuff, anything that was given to us was then used as leverage to be taken away. This includes doors to our bedrooms. I should probably do like a little bit of a trigger warning. I'm not gonna go too deep because, truthfully, a lot of my experience is going to come up with when I have guests and they want to talk about their story. And then, slowly over time, I think, my story can come out. But I've done a lot of work in the last 10 years of uncovering a lot of really deep, dark things. And then going through the process of, accepting these things, trying to understand these things, forgive these things, thank these things, and release the things. So, I sit here and sit before you on video when we have those where, I am here as a survivor, and abundance means that you're thriving. You no longer go from survival mode, you go into thriving mode. And then you just live in thriving. You have days where it's rough. That's part of what we signed up to be human. And that's why we're here. Part of the reason. This is definitely an earth school, as a lot of spiritual followers, channelers, a lot of people in the spiritual community have the belief that, this is a place where we come and learn. It's a place where we come and learn and take on and learn how to release karma. Reincarnation is very, very prevalent. I believe that we do come and we live many lifetimes and we learn a lesson and we continue to learn until we've learned everything we're meant to learn or we came to learn. There's a lot of consent that does happen outside of this planet. Unfortunately, not a lot of consent going on within the globe. Also, apologies, y'all. I am a full-time worker, full-time healer, and also on call for a job as well. So this is a week where I'm doing that, which I'm really excited about because I get to help people and be there for anybody that has an emergency and needs help. So I am a little tired. That's also why I thought tonight would be perfect, because at least then I could just kind of say whatever I wanted. Say what you want to say. But yeah, abundance to me is having everything that you could possibly need, and it being, easily and readily available, almost in the sense of being prepared or taken care of or upgraded. And we are only able to receive abundance when we're in alignment and can truly receive it and hold on to it. There are many times in our lives where we felt like we were ready for that really wonderful big thing that we've been praying for, and then we get a glimpse of it in a moment or in a situation or an experience, and then we feel like we almost had it or slipped out of our grasp, or we lost our dreams, and really truly, you reach a point where you're just very aware of the things that do not serve you, and so you stop holding space for these things. You stop devoting your time and energy to these things. These could be, I always say, nouns, people, places, and things. This is the year of hashtag no more nouns. So no more people, places, or things that don't serve our highest good. Because by us taking that space up for something that's not meant for us or doesn't serve us or is no longer aligned with us, and we're not making room for the things that are. So yeah, abundance is having everything you could need and not everything that you could want so much. We could have everything that we want, but we may not have everything that we need. And then at least when you have everything that you need, you start to, have that overflow of your cup. You talk about you can't fill someone else's cup if your cup isn't full. Well, to me it's like your cup doesn't just have to be full. It should be the overflow from the full cup, you know, that you give out. Shouldn't even like take from your full cup at all. And with abundance, it's like that. It's that overflow that starts to happen in which, excuse me, everyone around you starts to also be able to tap into that energy of abundance, or it starts to affect them, especially if you're very sensitive with healing or with energy. I mean, healing obviously, but like if you're an empath, maybe you're a Cancer moon, you're very sensitive to other people's energies. You know, these are all things where you really want to learn how to protect your energy, but also how to like not be around certain types of energies that drain your energy, you know, well, what people call like energy vampires and stuff like that. I don't know if anyone really likes or enjoys the show What We Do in the Shadows, but I really love the character that's an energy vampire, and how it just like bores people to death. It's very real. I mean, you start to meet them, especially when you start to become more aware and awake, and you just get a sense, and then especially when you start really tapping into your intuition and really trusting that feeling inside. Excuse me. Because these are all, I feel like, guides, you know. Some people are able to connect with like spiritual guides or loved ones who have passed on, mediums, such as myself. And so, you know, when you get to a certain point where you're ready to receive, you also really start to like tap into these other, I say, gifts or abilities, some people might say. I mean, abilities makes you kind of sound like a superhero, which I don't think we're superheroes. We're just like, everybody has this. They're just, takes a while for you to like weed through all of the stuff you got to work through, right? And then like get rid of. It takes a lot of growth, and healing is very difficult. It's very, very difficult. Some of the most difficult work you'll ever do in your life, and it's lifelong. And even when you heal everything from your past, everything that's kind of like just recently happened, and then you break yourself of the behavior patterns, and then you shift your lifestyle, then you get to the point where you're able to really tap into your intuition, you know, and really like feel and absorb, and just kind of like, I don't know, everything just kind of is like a domino effect. So for my abundance, it has been being in a company that I love, being able to create a community nearby, to have little offshoots of communities of people that we have close by, so we feel like we have a grid or like a network going on in our little area that we live in. And it has been, you know, being able to have one relationship with the same partner for 9 years, and for the last 2 years have completely transitioned my name, who I am, my gender, and become this totally different person. But, you know, we still like love each other, if maybe more so. You know, I feel it. It definitely feels like power couple vibes, 1414. Yeah, it's having like the pets that I always kind of dreamed of, having kind of the sisterhood that I've always dreamt of, having some of the friends that I've had a good portion of my life, or just different parts of my life, and now being able to introduce them to Haeli, and having them say that, you know, they've always kind of seen her, and how excited they are to meet her, and, you know, just how much healthier I look, and how much I glow, and, you know, how I've just really, you know, stepped up and, you know, become a boss bitch. So It's hard. It's exhausting. And I could tell y'all, HRT is no joke. It's not super fun all the time, especially when I have issues getting my meds, which happens because of pharmacy issues or doctor issues, unfortunately. But this is what I signed up for, and this is what I choose every week, and every evening. And I take my other meds and my HRT, and I would not trade it for anything else. Because I almost gave up. I mean, I did 6 times, and I'm very lucky to be here. So, your girl Haley signing out. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. A couple more hours on call, and then I can go to sleep. Alright. Have a night. Peace be with you, and with you. Good night, y'all. Evening, morning, wherever you are.